Hi everybody, this is Kara Drum for the Face Paint Forum Shop, and today I have this really pretty unicorn design I'm going to show you. We are going to be using Global's Rainbow Cake in Caribbean, I always say it wrong. We're going to be using Magnolia Magenta from Tag and Party Explosions Scooby-Doo, along with my new magic wand brush that you can get at Face Paint Forum Shop. This is the 3/4 inch flat magic wand brush. It is a dream to work with. It is balanced and awesome, and the nice short bristles are amazing. So I'm just going to spray a sponge. I've halved it in half, and I'm just going to pick up the middle three colors of the Caribbean cake. Caribbean? Someone tell me if I'm saying that wrong. I always mess it up. So I'm just going to tap this over the one side of my face, just on the half, just kind of above and up into my hairline, kind of just making a sunset sky. I'm just adding some color. I'm not going the whole way down to my eyebrow though, and you'll see why. I'm just keeping it kind of right along my hairline on half my face. Now using my magic wand brush, I'm going to pick up all the colors from the Magnolia Magenta cake from Tag, and I'm just going to swipe that down from end to end, making sure the whole brush is loaded. And boy, it really does load really nicely. I'm in love. This is like my new favorite flat brush. And I'm going to angle it. See how I have it angled? Because I'm going to be drawing the horse's head, and a horse's nose angles outwards, and I'm just going to follow that angle later. So what I've done is just kind of in a windy, swoopy pattern, taking that around the corner of my eye. I've got another angled shader. This is just a 5/8 inch, and I'm going to pick up the darkest blue in the Scooby-Doo cake and just the tiniest bit of the purple on the taller, longer edge of the angled shader. And I'm going to use that to form the horse's nose. And I'm just going to follow that angle that I made with the mane right down, around in the bottom and back for the round part of the horse's jaw. And then I'm going to bring up the head. I'm going to fill in with the other side of my brush that has the blue on it. I'm going to take an ear up, just kind of flick it up, turning your brush. And then I'm going to take the horn for the unicorn, just kind of making it wider at the base. And then I'm going to pull down its neck. I just never know how I'm going to do my mane, so I ended up covering it up anyway. And then taking the Magnolia Magenta again on the 3/4 flat, I'm just bringing the mane around, curving it around. And we're going to flick out his forelock, her forelock. Just pressing and then pulling to a tip until I'm happy with the shape of it. All right, I've got my graffiti eye stencils and a round dauber, and I'm going to use that to tap with some wolf white, just some really clouds. Just use some really sticky white paint. When you tap your sponge against your paint, you kind of want it to stick before it comes up, and that's how you know you've got a good load and you're not going to get any bleed underneath your stencil. So I've done the clouds, and I love these little squares. I put them on everything over the 4th of July weekend. It was awesome for girl designs and boy designs. So I'm just putting those anywhere I feel like there's some empty space that needs filled in. All right, now I'm going to take, I think this was a number 3 round low Cornell, and I'm just going to make her eye. It's just a very like overly large oval, like bigger than you think you would need it to be. And I'm also just going to add some highlights throughout her mane while I've got the white loaded up onto it. Just kind of following the colors that are already there and just putting some highlights on the edges. Right down along her nose, her jaw, her ear, and her forelock, and then just sort of defining her horn. And I think I switched to a number 2. Oh yeah, well now that the eye is dried, it wasn't as bright as I wanted it to be, so I'm going over it with another layer. Now I switched to a number 2 round Cornell for outlining. This is just one of my favorite outlining brushes. It just seems to have longer bristles and I really like it. And I'm just going to give a nice outline, staying on the tip of my brush around her mane, her forelock, her face. Everything's going to get an outline. I left a little gap. I didn't go right over because I wanted to leave the horn, a space for the horn. her little nose and a smile. And her eye, I'm just going to swoop it up, sort of like an S curve. And then the bottom of my unicorn's eye, I always like to curve it upwards rather than follow the oval around. I just think it gives a more cheerful appearance. And then I'm going to drag a circle, and I like to have her pupil looking backwards, and then I just sort of divide that in two. That saves me from having to go back in with the white and dot it on top of the wet paint. I just leave a hole in the black pupil. And then I'm going to outline her mane. And then you could stop there, but I just, wanted to add something extra. So I took the same colors that I used on my forehead and I flipped the sponge to put the purpley pink on the bottom. And I tapped those over my eye. I'm just going to finish up with some eyeliner. This is my paint that I use on my face, so I don't mind doing eyeliner, but of course you wouldn't do this on a child anywhere that you were sharing a brush or just rinsing. I just started the video with no makeup. I felt like I really needed to do my eyes. Right, and I'm going to finish up with a pink glitter lip. This is just Global's magenta and some pink glitter. Right, I hope you like this design. I tapped some pink glitter right along her mane and her forelock, anywhere that there was pink, just to give it some extra shimmer and sparkle. My camera wasn't picking it up very well, but it really was pretty, and it definitely made the design pop. So I hope you like my little my one-stroke unicorn, and I hope you can use this on your own sometime. Tag me if you do. Thanks for watching.